happy weekend. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Okay. All right, don't panic here. We come in with the energy of the King of Coins. Okay, we've got the Five of Cups, the Queen of Coins, the Three of Swords, the King of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Page of Swords. Okay. I think what's happening here is there's a breakdown of, how do I say, this doesn't need to be in a relationship, right? It could be just the stuff that you are realizing about yourself and how you go about things, right? Maybe you just got out of a relationship, perhaps, that you're starting to realize that this is a pattern, right? Like, this is a pattern. The person has different faces every time, but it always ends the same way. It can be something like that, or it can be a current relationship you're in, or it can just be the relationship that you have with yourself, right? You're not getting where you want to be in life, and you're not quite sure why, right? What we have here is a lot of who you are, how you show up, how you're perceived. Do you play well with others? Do you run over people to get what you want, right? It can be many different things. I don't think that intentionally we do these things, right? I don't. I think that it comes from, pull on the past, see how it's been done in your family. Maybe you come from a real dominant family. Maybe you come from a family that had nothing, and now you feel you need to purge, ahead, forward, not wondering, not even caring, honestly, at the point, the carnage that you're leaving in your wake. It can be many different things, right? How we're raised and the things that we do, sometimes they're not as recognizable to us as they are to other people, right? So I would suggest here, I think what's happening is, I think that you're getting disappointed here, or you're in a relationship that's disappointing, okay? I think you've got someone who is seasoned and has experienced things in life, right? Like, they've done the things that they want to do. They don't, just read books to experience life. They actually go out and do it, right? Do many different things, try many different things. They're an explorer, right? It's kind of like that. And then there's someone else, another part or person, I'm going to say here, that is a little less disciplined, right? A jumper, jumps all over the place. No emotional discipline, no, they're just not settled. It's very young, immature energy. It's not focused on any one thing, right? It can also be a very lazy person too. It can also be a very deceitful, dishonest person too, that would rather just, ride on the coattails of someone else than actually do stuff. This can be, your child. It can be, it doesn't need to be, it's just the inner workings work this way. It can be an adult, right, that just functions like this for some reason. And again, that goes back to lineage. Somewhere in your family tree, maybe, right, guys? Think that, well, how I was raised. Sometimes it goes back a lot further than that, right? A lot further. It's steeped in a lot more than that. So maybe somewhere there's a little branch of something that's just the way that things get done, but it's not serving you well, because I think what you've got here is someone, the energy coming in was the King of Coins, and you've got the Queen of Coins though too. Both great energies, both great people. One is, wants to experience everything. They have a lot of life under their belt. They've done a lot. They've gone in they've done a lot. They have a lot of life experience. And I think that the Queen of Swords here, that's someone too who is also the same way. She's done a lot of things. She knows her value, but this is someone too that can push the limits. This can be, this can be a powerful partner or a difficult partner, one of the two, depending upon how far and how hard people push, right? What are you pushing for and what are you pushing against, and why aren't you working together, right? And I think that there's a mismatch in some kind of relationship dynamic. And again, this can be with yourself too, but somehow that Three of Swords really is there. It's something that's it's going to shake up your world. It's going to push you outside of where you're at to make you look at, it's a crisis point basically, to make you look at what it is that you're doing that's not enabling you here to get to where you want. That Five of Cups is you've got to really pull on the past and how you've done things, where you're sitting now and where you want to go, right? And how you want to go about doing that, because the way that you're doing it isn't good. I think that someone in this equation, and please don't take disrespect to this because it's not always intentional, right? But someone's plowing over people, they're doing things that are less than honorable to get what they want, right? This can be a powerful mentor, or it can be someone that really just does what they want to get what they want, and they really don't I don't know. With him, I'm really just thinking now, what is that there's that book, the oh gosh, what the heck is that book? The Art of Relationships, right? I don't know why the hell I'm getting that with him. It's where you don't think about other people. You think about getting to the end result, but you're not really caring about the steps that you're taking to get there. You don't want to do that, because I think that there's just, and it doesn't need to be that severe. It's just there's a mismatch in here. I think someone is really lives life to the fullest. They go and experience things, but in that equation, guys, you've got to think of your partner too, because no two people are on the same we're not always in the same place. So you've got to take if you're in a relationship, you've got to take your partner into account here. They might not do things exactly how you do them. They may be a little ahead of you, a little behind you. This may be, your partner that just doesn't have that same, you might just be in different places, but if you work together, this is like the phoenix rising. You have a more solid relationship when you work together, right? That's what I'm going to say here. I think that if you restructure this, right, if this is a two people, if this is that kind of relationship, if you restructure this, right, and you become both of you, you've got to really take a look at this and see where you've been, why you do the things that you do that way, and where is the mismatch here. Someone may feel slighted. Someone may not feel. People hang on to, this is a perfect example of a life that's explored, and a life for, whatever reason, isn't explored, where someone really just reads, example would be to read a book, to get lost in something. Your life is just not exciting, right? So you get lost in books. We all do that from time to time, right? But when you read a book and you think that life is really like that, that's all you've got to pull on. So you're hanging tight to that. That's your belief, and you're not going to stray from it. And you've got someone else who's gone out and done things and knows that that's not exactly how it is in the book, right? The travel brochure may look beautiful. You're going to paradise. You're going to get there. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be just heaven on earth. You get there, and the hotel looks like it went through an F5 tornado. There's no paved beach. It's not exactly, you know what I mean? It's now you've seen it with your own eyes, and it's not exactly how it appeared to be, because I've done it, right? I think here you may have someone who is either on a different page than you, or this is someone looking for that kind of experience, but it might not be there yet. Okay, so you want to make sure too that you're really really look at the people in your surroundings, right? If you're not paying attention and you're just running from one thing and one thing and one thing, chances are you've got people in your surroundings that aren't on the same page as you, and that might not be wanting to do the same legwork as you. It might be you've got lazy people that just want to, ride on your coattails. So that's not fair to you, and it's, you just don't want that. But what I will say here is, if you slow down and you look at these things and you do things in a different way, you're really basically promised here, really, I can tell you, because I know the astrology behind this throw. If you really trust in yourself and you look at yourself and you really just live your life, but taking into account other people, right? You're really promised here the harvest of your fruits and enjoying your wine. You really are. And I don't just say that because I'm a wine connoisseur. I really just think that if you do things in a more balanced way, in here too, we get disappointed when we put anticipation or we put expectations on ourselves and other people and situations, right? That comes again, guys, from, Lord knows where. It's written in our DNA somewhere, maybe, but when you look at things and you balance things out and you really take a look at this, right? It pulls things back to a healthier, more balanced state, and it's a breath of fresh air, right? So that's what I think is going on. I think it's a weekend where you may get some shocks. You may really have some stark realizations. Someone may say something to you that opens a wound, like, hey, why do you never take my feelings into account? Why is it always about you? Someone could say something like that. If this is someone who hits you with something, it's going to be true. It'll be true, but it won't be a pleasant delivery. It'll be something that really hits your first house, right? Or it may hit your ninth house, right? It may hit things like that. So I will tell you this. We've got a lot of Venus through here. Venus as the goddess, okay? Aesthetics. It's beautiful. It's pleasant. It's harmonious, right? It's a picture, hypothetically. We all want love to look just so beautiful and cotton candy and fireflies and all of that, all right? The planet Venus is tumultuous. It's consistent thunderstorms, right? But that's what relationships are. They need to be worked over and worked over and worked over, but they have staying power, right? They don't always look really pretty, but they're, there's calm after the storm and you're still together. So look at the people that are in your surroundings, work with them, that's all I've got. And enjoy your wine at the end of all this, okay? Thank you so much. I hope you have a lovely weekend. If you need a private reading, please reach out to me. I will be more than happy to do anything for you, okay? Thank you so much.